Cheryl, in your career, you've worked with a lot of different directors, and I'm just curious, this is Bruce McDonald's first feature film. How was it working with a first-time director?
Well, I think the wonderful part of working with a first-time director is their genuine thrill of being able to do something they've only dreamed about having the opportunity to do. And in Bruce's case, he certainly had that enthusiasm. He had that just complete and utter dedication to the project. But he's exceptional in the sense, for me, of working with the man that is truly a man of God. The center of where he was coming from was so clear. It was so palpable every moment that he was on the set with us. And I have to do some very difficult scenes in the film. And I have to tell you that I was a bit overwhelmed by the task at hand in a way that I hadn't often felt as an actor. And I don't know how I would have gotten through them without Bruce, and not only got through them, but really found a profound place in myself to speak from as a mother and in those ways. And I know I couldn't have done it without him. He's an incredible director. I think he's found what he should be spending the rest of his life doing. I really do.
I can't ask for more than that.
How's that?
You know, it was really interesting to me. When I first read the script, I was really, really anxious about how does he get through all this. I mean, I know he's a commercial director, 30-second spots. Boy, this is a huge undertaking in terms of locations, in terms of the detail of the scenes. And he's amazing. He would go to these locations, he would photograph it, give it to a storyboard artist, and every single shot in this film, I can go back and look at the original storyboards, and they're almost identical. I mean, he had done so much mental preparation.
Yes.
Because it's his first shot.
Yes. Yes.
Did that come through as an actor, the preparedness, exactly what he wanted, the angles,
He was so ready. He was so prepared. He had the movie in his mind, and not just in his heart, but in his mind. He technically knew exactly what he wanted to accomplish. And I think there are even a lot of seasoned directors who kind of wing it. And you can kind of know when they do. And that doesn't mean that winging it is a bad thing, because a lot of them have done 30, 40, 50 movies. And it's one thing to wing it then. But when you're working with a first-time director, one of the wonderful things is they really know what they're trying to make and what they're trying to do. And he certainly brought that to the set every day. And I never had to worry that he was confused about what exactly he wanted it to look like or where he wanted the camera to be. Really, he'd make small adjustments, but he had it. He had it all ready to bake.
I'd be curious to get your reaction. At the beginning of this picture, before we ever started shooting, he brought mom and dad together and served you. Because a part of Bruce is the servant's heart, and then he brought the kids in. And I'd love to have your reaction about that evening.
That was one of the most remarkable evenings ever, when he and our first assistant director, served us dinner at a restaurant and allowed the cast, Patty and I, to be a couple, and then the boys, the sons. It was Scott and Nicholas, who were kind of looking at each other going, I'm not really sure what's going on here, but it was oddly wonderful, but I've never heard of such a thing. To have Bruce put his entire ego, his entire thing aside to serve us, to serve the project, to do what it was going to take on every level, from intellectual to spiritual to physical, you name it, he was in it 100%. And that is extraordinary. I think something I will probably never see again with the director. He's an extraordinary human being.
Cheryl,